rings, we pound for pound. UFC thrills, stills nights get loud. Big EQB, that's how we get down.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it on a Sunday after Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I know that we had a good time. It was a good dinner. It was a good time to spend with family, and yeah, it was a little bit different this year. We normally have one or two extra guests around, and this year we only had just us four here at the house, which was nice. I mean, my kids are older, they're adults now, and you know, they got their own thing going on, but they're still living here, so it's okay. But they were here with us, and you know, a lot of times we have to split time with other people because of significant others and whatnot, but this year was a little different due to different schedules and working and all kinds of other crap. So we got to just kind of have a, you know, old school kind of family dinner with just the four of us, which was, it was nice. You know, it was unexpected. I mean, we never mind having the extra couple people the past few years, but you know, it's just been a while since it's just been the four of us. So it was cool. So hopefully everyone else had a great time for Thanksgiving. Hopefully it went smooth and everyone got some good food to eat. I know our food turned out pretty well. Sometimes I try to put too much on my plate and I try to make too much, but to be honest, 100%, I've been sick since like Wednesday. So that kind of sucked. I started feeling it like Tuesday night, and I thought it was just because I was making food for dinner, and I kind of not inhaled, but kind of felt like I inhaled some seasonings and shit. So then my daughter was making bread and all kinds of stuff. There was all kinds of different smells in the house. I started getting a headache. Then I started feeling like sinus stuff going on back here, and my nose was burning and all kinds of shit. And then next thing I know, you know, my throat starts getting scratchy. I go to bed. I'm not feeling good, worn out. I wake up on Wednesday and it's not good. I almost didn't go to work, but I did. And luckily, it was a pretty smooth day of work. So got out of there and I just felt crappy, man. It was bad. But I pushed through and I locked in, got dinner done on Thursday, did all my prep during the day and got it all done. Everything came out good. We put up Christmas lights on Friday. That was fun because one of my daughters was supposed to work. She wound up not having to, so they both got to help with the Christmas lights, which was a lot of help for me because I was feeling bad. Friday was a bad day as far as how I felt, but got it all done, and I was happy about that. So it was a good weekend. It felt like it was long, but also felt like it went by really fast. But that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, I'm hoping everyone out there had a great Thanksgiving. It was good. I'm still trying to, hey, what's up, Infinity? I'm still trying to get over the sickness stuff, but you know, I pushed through all of it just to make sure I got everything done. I didn't want to, you know, put off putting up the lights. We have a busy ass December this year. Lots of stuff going on. I actually have I'm going to watch a comedy show, Shane Gillis, on Thursday. That was I think it was a birthday gift, right? Or a Father's Day gift. I think it was a birthday gift. Yeah. But that's happening on Thursday. So just a first reminder of the night, and I will remind you again later that I'm probably going to be doing the next show on, was it birthday? Okay, yeah, my wife said birthday gift. I couldn't remember. But I will be doing the preview of UFC 323 on Wednesday, because Thursday I will be at that show watching Shane Gillis, which is cool because I like Shane Gillis a lot. And we went and saw Bert Kreischer when he was here, and that was fun. So now we get to go see Shane Gillis, and that'll be dope. So I'm pretty excited for that one. And yeah, so I'll be doing that. So Wednesday, be on the lookout for the live stream on Wednesday. I'm going to do it Wednesday. I'm going to do it live. Sometimes I pre-record and put it out on Thursday, but fuck that. Got to get the chat going. I got the new new template setup here, you know, new layout, I mean. And, you know, we got a box for the chat. So we got to have the chat. It's going to be different if I don't have the chat in there. If I pre-record, I guess I'd have to use my other scene. That might make more sense. But thanks, Infinity. Appreciate it. But, oh, and I'm not highlighting. Look, I even made sure I put a spot over here to highlight the latest comment or the one I want to highlight. So that takes up the other half of that bottom. So there we go. We got everything filled in. Looks good, I think. I like it. I tried it out for the first time with that solo watch party that I did a couple weeks ago, and I liked it. So I took a week off. So I took the time while I was sitting dying in my nasty feeling of sickness. And I went ahead and put it together, and I think it came out good. So you'll see when I do my visuals, it's similar setup, but my camera's going to be over in that right corner, and where the going around symbol is or logo is right now. And then the visuals will be here where my video is right now. So you'll see it'll work out. And hopefully from this point on, that's what I'll be doing. I just like, I like changing things up, get a little bored, get a little stagnant. I want to make sure I keep things fresh and, whatever. I changed up my camera angle a little bit too. I got this little I think it's like it's right here. 11-inch magic arm, which is just like this arm that connects to the camera. I don't know if is it focusing? Somewhere in there. There it is. And it articulates so I can move the camera around, because right now I have it on just a base pole that attached to the desk, and it does have a ball head, but it only goes certain angles. So I'm thinking, especially for the watch party, then I can move my camera different ways, make it look a little different, a little better. So I'm looking forward to that the next time we have a watch party, which should be next weekend, on Saturday for UFC 323, because we have that coming up. It's the last pay-per-view of the year, the last pay-per-view until something different happens. I don't know how they could ever bring back pay-per-view fully now that they're taking it away. So yeah, last pay-per-view. Let's do it. And we got to have a watch party for I actually thought about skipping it, but I'm not gonna skip it. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, it'll be next Saturday, or Saturday, I should say, because we're at Sunday now. So it's like this Saturday coming up, we got UFC 323. We'll be having the watch party live as usual, and live reactions and all the good stuff. So be on the lookout for that as well. Right now is a good time to remind you to, subscribe if you're not already, and hit that notification bell so you know when all of this stuff is happening. And make sure that you like this video while you're here too, please, because it just takes a second. If the chat's in the way, close it out for a quick second, hit that like button, come back to the chat, interact. And yeah, it's not going to be a too intensive stream today because, there's not a whole lot going on. There's some stuff going on for sure, and we're going to talk about those things. But past that, there's not a ton going on. Because I was sick, I focused only on a few things because, there was some other combat sports stuff going on, some boxing matches. Ben Whitaker put on a good show, got a win. But, I don't follow boxing as deeply, so it was tough for me to focus while I was sick. So I kind of just focused on the few things we got breaking news from, which was, happened on Thanksgiving during the football show. What the fuck? The football game. I think I meant to say was during the halftime show, wasn't it? When they did that? I don't know, whatever. Thursday was kind of a blur, but I remember, I remember catching that announcement, and I was just like, oh shit, it's Dana's on the TV. And I wasn't even paying attention to TV. I just happened to look over and be like, oh shit, there's Dana. And here we go. And here's the announcement. So we're going to talk about those announcements, the fights coming up, the first Paramount Plus card announced. And I guess it's the first 2026 card announced. That's what if you read the description, 6 weeks off. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? I don't know, but we'll talk about it here in just a second. But yeah, that's what's new. Hopefully everyone's doing good. What's new with y'all out there? Hopefully everyone's back and jumping back in because I've been off for a week, and I appreciate you guys coming back as usual. Infinity had a 24-hour stream, and he didn't make it all 24, but that's okay because he went about 16, and that shit is tough, man. I'll give you props for even attempting. That shit is tough. We're not these youngsters like these other. Well, Rampage Jackson does streams, but I don't think he's ever done a marathon stream like 24 hours or more. So that's tough. And not only is it tough, like physically, like staying awake, keeping up the energy. You got to find the content, man. And I know that they were playing a lot of games, but even that gets tiring. I know Magic's out there doesn't get tired of playing games, it seems like, but I've never known Infinity to be that kind of a marathon gamer. I'm not doing that shit again. Oh, come on, man. I was going to say, no, I'm just kidding. No, I get you. Oh, I need to drop that size of that box. I just moved this chat pop-up box, and I guess I made it a bit big because that shit expanded way far. I didn't expect it to, but still working out the bugs with this layout. This is the first time I'm doing it on, live and stuff. So, yeah, bear with me if I make little changes here and there, but yeah, congrats on that, Infinity. At least you got that done. And, you got through it, man. It's all good. Brad made it 18 hours. That's badass. Happy Bastard Studios, was where it was streaming. So congrats on that and everything else. And, good luck on, raising the rest of your money. He's, go to DJ Infinity, and go to his YouTube page. You can check out his videos there. He's got his, the GoFundMe he's got going for his daughter right now and stuff like that. So you can go check that out. But yeah, 24-hour stream, that's tough, man. So don't, shit, you made it more than halfway. So that's good. Otherwise, and I was so sick, man. I was so sick. I kind of forgot it was happening. But yeah, and I was resting a lot. I was trying to get in some sleep here and there while I could. So, and I was running around too, like trying to do other things, and it was tough. I was struggling, and yeah, but I made it, and I'm good to go. So here we are, back at it again, ready to go for this week coming up, and we got a pay-per-view coming, the last one of the year, like I said, and we had some announcements. So we're going to get to that here in just a second. Let me give a shout out to my sponsor, Noctane Smelling Salts. There's that logo that you know so well, and there's that bottle. Red cap, of course. I have yet to open these since I've been sick because I was worried it might fucking burn. I know you can't wait for Volk versus... Oh, shit, Johnny. I saw you were in the chat earlier, man. I was like laughing at your comment. I was like, damn, who's in the chat already? Hey, listen, when it comes down to it, though, but, before I just pass this up, like, I mean... I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, Johnny, but, I see a lot of chatter about, people being pissed about that fight. If you think about it, I mean, it was a pretty good fight. I understand the people being pissed off about it or whatever, but that fight was kind of good. It wasn't like the best fight in the world, but it was good. There was action. It's not like these two guys, it wasn't like an Islam and, oh, you are being sarcastic. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. It wasn't, it wasn't a JDM Hamza fight. So, but I know everyone's mad because he shouldn't have been the one to get the shot. I fully understand and I get that. But looking at the bright side, it was a good fight. Maybe we get another one. It wasn't a draw or a close fight either. You don't think so? I mean, okay, maybe not a close fight, but it was action. You know what I'm saying? Like Diego caught Volk a little bit here and there. There was some stuff going on there. It wasn't the worst fight in the world, is what I'm saying. So I get it though. That's why people are mad about it. So, and it's not like I disagree. I think there's plenty of other, obviously, there's other things that should have happened there, but you know what? It is what it is. We can't do shit about it. The UFC don't listen to us, right? So I get the frustration and the anger about it. But let's hit these smelling salts. Hopefully, I don't regret this. I am still. I'm sure you can hear a little bit of congestion going on still right here, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna. Why is my fan not turning off? Hello. There we go. It's always a struggle, man. I don't understand it. Here we go. Let's take a quick whiff of these potent ass Murphy and Mozart should soon make. I mean, I'm sure they want to at this point. And dude, I don't blame them at all. That shit fucking sucks when you think you're next up. And you know, obviously there's always like, it's good when there's controversy over who should get the title shot, because there's not many guys ready to get that title shot. But yeah, when they get looked over for somebody who just lost that, yeah, I understand that 100%. Here we go. Oh fuck, I'm scared. And of course it doesn't hit right away. I don't even know that I'm breathing in. I'm so worried about this right now, but I'm going to do it because I want to. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ooh, that's what I needed. Hell yeah. Noctane smelling salts. Ooh, that was a rush. Holy shit. Link in the description below if you want to get that nice little rush. Oh my gosh. It's been a minute since I've hit those, and that felt good. Oh, yeah, Infinity knows what's up. He knows that reaction. It's hard to fake that reaction. Holy shit. Noctane, though, thank you for the sponsorship. Scan that QR code or hit that link in the description below, and you can check it out. If Usman gets the welterweight title shot, I'm quitting UFC. Johnny, fucking 100% on that one. Like, that one would really suck if Usman gets that title. That would be real dirty. And I just realized I didn't set up the buttons right for turning off. I did it right for turning on the logo and QR code, but I didn't do it right for turning it off. What a dipshit. So let me fix that real fast. Good thing I know exactly what to do because I did this earlier. There we go. And now I hit stop. And it goes away. And yes, Johnny, I understand that one. The Usman one, when they first talked about that, I was like, why the fuck would... Okay, Usman is maybe considered the best welterweight. Shut the fuck up. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This whole GOAT talk is bullshit at this point. Nobody's the fucking GOAT. How about that? Nobody's the fucking GOAT. You know why? Because whoever was good in the time that they were good, you can always find an argument why the new guy is better. You can always find an argument why the old guy was better than the new guy. There's always different competition. There's different levels. A lot of people say that's what's fun about making the argument and talking about it. But when it comes down fucking to it, no one's ever going to be right. Shut the fuck up. Okay? We talk about basketball. Jordan was the GOAT. Fucking LeBron's the GOAT. Fucking this person's the GOAT. That person's the GOAT. Football. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. How about leave the GOATs alone? How about that? Just fucking, you don't have, how about one of the GOATs? Say that shit. Stop talking about everyone being the fucking GOAT. You can't have 255,463.6 fucking GOATs in the goddamn sport. What are we doing? Oh, he's the new GOAT. Oh, he's GOATed. Shut the fuck up. Listen, there's good fighters, there's bad fighters, there's people that deserve it and people that don't. We have the discussion, and that's fine and that's fun. But when you want to fucking die on that hill that you think you know who the fucking GOAT is, no, you don't fucking know. You don't know. I don't know. Shut the fuck up. Dana doesn't know. Dana, John Jones, the fucking greatest fighter of all time. Shut the fuck up. You weren't saying that shit 16 other times when you were asked. And all of a sudden you are now. The fuck out of here. Dana's still pissed that GSP never rematched Hendricks. That should have been the fucking rematch too. That should have been the rematch because Hendricks beat the shit out of GSP. But look what happened. You know, Hendricks kind of took the path but never recovered the way that Dominic Reyes did, where he kind of got cheated out of that fight. It was a lot closer than people made it seem. And next thing you know, you're fucking losing. Tracy Cortez, the GOAT in MMA eyelashes. Oh, fuck, man. She can only be considered the GOAT if that shit never fell off. I'm having a problem here with this chat pop-up thing. I don't like it there. I might have to move that. And I thought it would look nice right there because it would take up that other little bit of space. But you know what? I don't like it. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it up here. See what happens. I like it there better. And maybe I'll just move this other shit around. Then things flew. Yeah. Yeah, I just, because so I get asked that question all the time, like who's your Mount Rushmore, who's your GOAT, and I see everyone else gets asked that question all the time too, and I understand it. I understand why people want to know. I understand why people make that such a big deal, but in the end, it's like, come on, man, who what the fuck? Why is this always the thing? Let's find something else new to talk about, besides the GOAT conversation. Just because it's fucking played out, man. It's played out. I get tired of hearing who people think is the GOAT of this division, that division. Who gives a fuck? You know who's the GOAT right now? The person who's on top with the fucking title. They want it. They have it. They're not the GOAT right now. Blah, 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 blah. No. There's no GOAT, okay? Greatest of all time. You have so much to think about, so much to put out there, and it just gets played out. Just because they're the champ right now, I don't know. It is what it is. Dylan. What? Who are you talking about? Anyway, I don't know why I went on that rant about the GOAT shit. It just drives me nuts. Are you saying Dylon? Because that would be even more funny. Yes. Okay, good. I was on the right track. Because that's the first thing I thought of, and then I'm like, wait, is he saying Dylan or Dylon? Oh fuck, man. Okay, dude, I've missed. I fucking doing twice a week sometimes feels like a bit too much. Just because, but 6 weeks is diabolical. It sure the fuck is, Drake. Holy shit. And I hope to God that we're wrong about this, but that's what it's sounding like, and that's what I've seen. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. I've been a little out of sync right now because of being sick and whatnot, but fucking infinity. See, but you can actually make some arguments on that one, but it is what it is, man. It's subjective. Everyone has their opinion, and they all fucking suck. 324 and 325 are back to back at least. Yes, that is the crazy part. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. It's weird. It's a weird thing, but I totally forgot. I got a new fucking watch. Check it out. I got the fucking, I don't know, you're not going to be able to see it that well, but I got the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. I have the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, but this is like an early Christmas gift. I took advantage of a Black Friday sale, so I'm trading up, and I just got it like 20 minutes before I got in here. So I haven't got to play with it or do anything. I got it charging right now, but that's what I'm going to be doing after I get out of here. Anyway, I got sidetracked because I just saw that it was fully charged in front of me, and I'm like, oh shit, my watch, I forgot. Anyway, yeah, 324, 325 back to back. We're going to hit that up right now. Let's just get into it. What the fuck am I doing? Here we go. Squirreling for sure. Yes. Like I was saying though, that two times a week sometimes feels like a little bit too much, like, oh, I got to come up with this and come up with that. But then I remember that's actually better because I don't have to prep so much for one show, right? But then now that I missed a whole week, I was like, ooh, this sucks. Like, I can't wait to get back. I mean, sidetracked with the sickness, I wasn't thinking about it that much in the case, but as soon as I was leading up to this tonight, I'm like, fuck yeah, can't wait to get back in here. So let's get to it and fucking do it, right? Here we go. So first off, let's start with Ilia Topuria, because that was some of the news that came out before the announcement, and that was something that we were trying to wrap our heads around and see what the fuck was happening. It's like, what's happening here? What are we doing? And I just realized that I didn't finish up this one at the bottom. It's okay. I'm going to figure out what to do with the bottom portion of this layout. But yes, I keep squirreling over here again. And I just realized that I have the chat thing up there. God damn it. I'm all over the place, man. Sorry, guys. I'm just like, let me just turn this off so it's not distracting. There we go. Okay, so comments are behind pics now. Yeah, I know. I just noticed that his wife coming for it. Yeah, I know. Here, look, that's what I was looking at, because I did see that the comments are back there. So there we go. I'll pop them in the middle. That might help. That might be a little better. There we go. That might work. Yeah, just mixing shit up here. So, but I got it. We got it. We'll have him pop up there, see how that works. Anyway, Ilia Topuria, here we go. So he announced, I won't be fighting in the first quarter of next year. I'm going through a difficult moment in my personal life. I want to focus on my children and resolve this situation as soon as possible. I don't want to hold up the division. The UFC will make the matchups needed, and as soon as the matters are resolved, I'll let the UFC know I'm ready to begin my return. Now that's in, you know, that is in reference to his divorce, because as we know, he's been, you know, there's been the talks of the divorce and him going through it with his soon-to-be ex-wife, and apparently now she's you know, holding the kids against him and stuff like that, which we know, if you've ever been mixed up or had some friends or family mixed up in those kinds of situations, it's never a good thing. And unfortunately, when the kids get involved, it becomes even more messy, and that's fucking not fun for anybody, especially those kids. And that's what's fucked up. So, you know, unless the dad is abusive and doing things he shouldn't be doing with those kids around or to those kids, keeping the kids from someone just to prove a point is some fucked up shit. So yeah, that's just how that goes. But anyway, he's there was another tweet put out saying Ilia Topuria's wife has been posting photos with their daughter on IG about making sure she grows up brave, free, and unafraid without Ilia Topuria in any of the posts. Ilia posted days ago that he misses his daughter. It appears that he hasn't seen his daughter for some time. So that's fucked, man. But you know, there's two sides, three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the fucking truth, right? So we don't know the truth because that's between them. And I highly doubt we're going to get to know the full truth at any point in time. But in case we ever do, let's hope it's not some foul shit. It might be just some petty shit because they're fighting and they're in this, you know, marital dispute. And she's holding the kid against him because what? That's how she thinks she's going to get her way. They are not adults posting on social media. Yeah. And that's the other thing, you know, the posting about it, that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go at all. And with him posting what he's posted, he kind of has to explain why he's not going to defend right away. So he has to say something, and it's been pretty publicized that they're obviously going through a divorce. But you know, yeah, it just sucks, man. No excuses for either side. They shouldn't be putting that shit out there. But also, when you're a public figure, you don't have a choice, and you have to make a choice as to whether or not you're gonna try to clarify or just let the rumors run, and you know your truth, and that's it. But it's a tough situation, regardless, all the way around, and it sucks, especially for that kid. I mean, we know that obviously there's money running in that family, so at least the kid's gonna be taken care of that way, but that doesn't make up for the love of the father being around or the mother being around, whatever the case might be in any instance. But it's a tough situation regardless, and let's hope that gets, you know, resolved for him. But he's not holding up the division, but I mean, he just won what was it, in June, I think, was when it was that he won the title. So it's not like it's been that long. And on top of that, you know, they go ahead and announce an interim title already, and it's like, well, how long is he supposed to be out like this? I mean, obviously we know. All right, Infinity, take it easy, man. Thanks for jumping in. We obviously know that divorces are messy. They can get messy, and they take a long time. Logistics and you know, fucking not logistics, but litigation and all that bullshit. But yeah, resolving privately, Johnny, that, I mean, sometimes the public doesn't let you do that. It's unfortunate when you're in the public eye. But Ilia might be out until 2027, mental health reasons. Is that what was reported? I didn't see that part. But I mean, we all know it has to do with this. So yeah, if that's the case and they know that for a fact, that might be why they brought this interim in so quick. But damn, man, they're wasting no time. Oh, you're just assuming? Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that like posted anywhere, but yeah, you never know. And I mean, this shit could get drug out, especially if it's obviously being a messy divorce. So it's tough, it sucks. And shit, he just won the title, and then he already, he's kind of being Conor McGregor already, fucking with outside problems. Everyone talks about how he wants to be like Conor, with everything that he does, and unfortunately even the bad stuff is happening to him. So let's hope he doesn't run down that road of drugs and alcohol and wilding out and getting arrested and doing crazy shit in the public eye and stuff like that. But you never know. As for now, he's not defending anytime soon, so they went ahead and started announcing different shit. And our first announcement came: UFC on Paramount Plus, obviously starting up in January of 2026. We're just over a month out, and yeah, we're gonna be getting our first fight on January 24th. That's a long ways away. That is a long ways away. We're just under a month from that. And it's crazy because we have the last pay-per-view happening this weekend coming up, UFC 323 on December 6th. And then December 13th, a week later, is when we have our last fight night of the year. And then we don't have shit on the books right now until January 24th, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how the fuck that's happening or why that's happening. Patty legs and chin are going to get hurt big time. yeah. And it's a weird one. I don't really understand. I don't understand that matchup because, we'll get to the matchups here in a second. But what up, Tyler? Welcome back. Appreciate you for coming back. But yeah, the matchups that we're going to go through all the matchups that were announced, at least most of the big ones. But yeah, with going into Paramount Plus, you would think they want to start off quick and fast and with a bang. And instead we're getting, a few weeks into January, we're getting our first fight. Like, are they planning on announcing a fight night somewhere in between there that we don't, maybe know about yet? Or is there some kind of reason why these fights aren't happening? I don't know. There's a lot of speculation out there, of course, but as for now, if you look at UFC.com, you got December 13th being the last fight card of the year this year, an Apex card of all things, and then we move into January, and it's not till the 24th. Trash talking and social media followers get you title shots. Apparently so, huh? That seems to be the case nowadays. And you gotta, that Conor McGregor kind of turned it into that. Chael started it, but then Conor really amped it up, and it's been that way. But it's even worse now with how big social media is and how much exposure everybody gets, and how much everyone has a YouTube channel or a podcast or a fucking just a TikTok page or a Twitter page that they want to talk shit on. And that's where it all comes from. Here's what happened. It was going to be Topuria versus Arman for 324. Gaethje Pimblett was already booked. Topuria said he couldn't fight, so instead of having a WMMA main, they made it interim so it can be a title fight. Yeah, but arguably, that's about right, Tyler. That's pretty much what we were going over right before you jumped in, was Topuria talking about needing to take some time off because of, the divorce, the family disputes and whatnot, with him not seeing his kid for a while, and he's trying to sort all that out. And as Johnny said, probably mental health stuff, so he's not able to fight right now. So of course, if they're expecting him to be out for a while, then they got to make an interim. I guess that's what they do, but it's just a weird one. It's a weird interim title fight. So here's your main and co-main events that were announced for January 24th. UFC 324 happening in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. And, we got Gaethje versus Pimblett for the main event, which Ariel Helwani went on a crazy rant about how he thought that, that it's disrespectful to Harrison and Nunes to be the co-main, being that they are the legit undisputed title on the line, and they get an interim title just because it's the guys that they get put up ahead of them. It's a legit point to a certain extent, but And I get it. That's what Johnny just said. Hopefully, oh wait, Tyler said, because if the Paramount deal started off with WMMA main event, that would be bad. Yeah, I know. Harrison and Nunes might be a good fight in comparison to most of the women's fights, but is it main event worthy? I don't know. Hopefully he got money in offshore accounts and properties in other people's names. Oh, Johnny, that's a good point. You never know. You never know. There's only so much hype for WMMA. Yeah, and to be the first card on Paramount, I didn't expect that to be the first fight up there, but Ariel's like riding hard for that point. And I understand to a certain extent, but you're right. Starting off with a WMMA fight, that's tough, man. It really is tough. But here we go again with the GOAT talk, right? We got arguably the GOAT of women's MMA overall in general, Amanda Nunes, coming back out of retirement to fight her former teammate. There's a storyline there. They used to be at ATT together. They trained together. You got Kayla Harrison, the multiple-time gold medal winner in judo for the Olympics. Most would say better than Ronda Rousey, fighting the arguably women's GOAT of MMA. Shit, there's some heat there, but they can't have that as the first fight for Paramount. There's only I would play It's a Man's World. Yeah, Ariel is one of those guys. He makes a lot of sense a lot of times. I don't always agree with what he says, but he does make a lot of sense a lot of times. And he's been doing this for a long time. Whether he says the things he says for clout, or if he says them because he knows and feels them to be true or not, he does have a different sort of mentality than most of us in the MMA world. But he does bring up a lot of really great points. He's really good at what he does. I respect him for what he does. I've listened to him for a long time, but I don't always agree with some of his takes, and he gets a little cringe a lot of times. But I respect the guy for what he does, and I like his show. I do listen, and not everyone's not always going to be 100% on point, and you're not going to agree with everyone's takes. So the things I don't agree with, I just go, shit, well, I don't know about that. And then the stuff I do agree with, I'm like, great fucking point. And I leave it at that. But I do feel like that the UFC recognizes that WMMA is not in a point right now to lead off and jump off this partnership with Paramount Plus for the amount of fucking money that they got paid to start off with a women's fight that could more than likely go to decision, and be possibly a very slow, not exciting fight. Yeah, I can understand why they put Gaethje, who is one of the most explosive, exciting fighters. Whether you think he's a great fighter or not, he puts on a show. And Paddy Pimblett is so goddamn recognizable and popular all through the world at this point. That's why they did that, I think. Michael Chandler just beat Chad Mendes, so Paddy beating him is looking even better. He does ask a lot of unnecessary and repetitive questions. Do you look at the sky of the day? What did you eat for breakfast the day of the fight? See, that's what I mean. I understand all of that. And I get why people harp on him, because he is kind of a nerd, like to a lot of people, and so some of the things he says is off the wall, but it makes him unique. He's gotten where he's gotten with it because a lot of people like it and a lot of people like him. So it is what it is. Like I said, the things I don't agree with, I just move along, and I laugh at it sometimes, like, dude, what are we doing? Why are you riding so hard for this point right now? And then I just move on. It is what it is. And I keep saying that, I gotta stop. But it's just one of those things to just dismiss it all and be like, fuck it. But yeah, Gaethje versus Pimblett is interesting for the simple it's the fight we got. What can we do? We can't change it. We can cause all the uproar we want, but everyone's gonna fucking watch it. You know why? Because it's fucking free. If you have Paramount Plus, if you're gonna get it, you don't have to pay $80 to watch it. So guess what? The UFC doesn't give a shit if you like it or not, because now you get to watch it for free and not bitch about how much it costs. They don't have to care about that or listen to that anymore. So There's a bigger reason why Helwani is popular, but we can't get into that or we'll disappear into the tunnels. Oh man. Oh, Tyler. That is funny. That is funny. Yeah, I won't even go into that one. You never know these days, you know what I'm saying? But Gaethje versus Pimblett, like I said, Pimblett is so fucking he's so popular, and that's what makes a difference. You know, like I think it was Johnny that said it earlier about, you know, talking shit and on social media get you title shots. I mean, that's true at this point. In the pound for pound rankings overall, neither one of these guys are in it. We kind of knew that off the jump, right? But you know, there was talks about the Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. They're going to do way more mismatched title fights. Oh, I'm sure, because again, they don't care, because it's like you get it for free now. Free. You can't bitch about it. So that's gonna be their defense now. Oh, you can't bitch about this. You're not even paying for it anymore. What the fuck? Shut up. That's what they're gonna say now. But there was talks about Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway for the BMF title, right? I mean, those two guys are at least both in the pound for pound rankings. Charles Oliveira's 14, Max Holloway's 10. I mean, imagine that fight. It would have been for a title, right? But they needed to do something in the place of Ilia, because, like, you know, Tyler said he was guessing that's how it should have gone. Was Ilia was supposed to jump off the Paramount Plus cards, and because of the situation he's in, it's not happening. So, yeah, this is what we get, and this is what it is. Paddy Pimblett's last 3 opponents have a combined losing streak, total of 13. But he's popular, man. He's popular. He's recognizable. Everyone knows Paddy. In the lightweight rankings right now, obviously Ilia is the champion. If you get to the first one that's ranked in this fight right now for this interim title is Justin Gaethje. So at least you got number 4 and number 5 fighting. I mean, obviously Max Holloway has been the champ before, has had multiple times, and he lost to the current champ. So him, you know, they're kind of counting him out on that one. Oliveira lost his title to the champ right now. So the one that's really getting fucked in all of this is Arman Tsarukyan, who just got that big win against Dan Hooker. I mean, is that a big win? Kinda, I guess. Paddy, and how did Paddy levitate magically to number 5? Yeah, convenient, right? If Pantoja beats Van, he's going to fight number 9 Tim Elliott afterwards. Oh my god. Are you saying because he's already beaten everybody? That might be why. Pantoja, Brendan Moreno beat him. Brandon Royval beat him. Amir Albazi, did he beat him already? And Tatsuro Taira, Manel Kopp, Asu Almabayev. Kyoji Horiguchi's at 8. Kyoji versus Pantoja would be sick. So I don't give a fuck what the rankings are at that point. Kyoji versus Pantoja would be a sick ass fight. Fuck the rankings, I don't care. And that's one above Tim Elliott. So but yeah, I mean, so we got number 4, number 5. We got Justin Gaethje, who we know will die on his shield, or die trying at least. And even if he wins, I mean, he's gonna go down in a dogfight, that's for sure. Undeserving fighting championship quotas. This is gonna be the narrative for a while, guys. Unfortunately, Arman can wait. Patience is a virtue. But Arman kind of fucked himself yeah, he got hurt, but what was he doing? We saw what good those neck stretches that he was showing Nina Drama. We saw what good they did for him. I mean, yeah, he got his neck injured shortly after that, which is just coincidental and funny. But at the same time, we watched him in action against Dan Hooker, who, yes, doesn't have the best, submissions in the world, but we saw Arman use those techniques to get out of that in a slick fashion twice at least. So, you know, it pays off what he does, but I don't know. It's weird. Armin should have been trying to bag Nina Drama shit's his fault. Yeah. Training with Nina Drama can be dangerous. 100%. We all know about the Nina Drama curse at this point. And yeah, I don't know if she's beating those allegations anytime soon. And obviously, everybody thinks that someone's trying to hit Nina Drama, but you know, whatever. Anyway, co-main event, Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Nunes coming back from retirement. She obviously couldn't let it go. She knows that, you know, Kayla Harrison is there talking about how she can beat her. And that everybody wanted to see that fight already anyway. So Nunes took the time off she needed to heal all of her injuries that she said she has. So, now we get that fight. Armin trying to impress Nina Drama ruined the lightweight timeline for the next year at least. How does her boyfriend just record all that? It's her husband, actually, if I remember correctly. I think I heard that that's actually her husband, not just boyfriend. So that might make it a little worse for you, Johnny, but I don't know. But yeah, because I mean, I don't know. You know, people have different understandings in their relationships. I shouldn't even say that. Oh man, people get weird. It happens. You never know. You don't know. No one knows. But it's fun to speculate, and I guess that's where everybody's coming from. Kayla going to wrestle Amanda to a decision, more than likely, Johnny. That could actually happen. But Kayla, I think, has the kind of ego where she knows that she can also bang too. So. And she's knocked people out before, and she knows that that's where Amanda Nunes excels. So, but she's got to be smart, because look what, you know, look what Juliana Pena did. You know, other people have beat Amanda Nunes. So, who was it? Kat Zingano beat Amanda Nunes too, and her wrestling's elite. So, you know, that could be the case. I just hope it's an exciting fight. But what's Kayla gonna do after she beats Nunes? The goat. You know, what's she gonna do after that? Is she gonna retire? Because she's already talked about that a couple times, and she's mentioned retirement a lot. So how long is she gonna want to make this weight cut? There's no higher weight class in the UFC. So she's not going to be able to jump up and weight any. I mean, they still haven't officially resolved or dissolved. That's what I'm trying to say. The 145 division, but it's not even in the rankings and shit, I don't think. Women, yeah, bantamweight's the last one. They never really said it though, right? I don't know. It just kind of disappeared. But Norma Dumont, Johnny, I'm talking like what is she going to do next as far as what she might think is worthy? Valentina needs to stay at flyweight and get destroyed by Natalia. Man, you are on that Natalia Silva train. Holy shit. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think if Amanda Nunes wins, then we might see Valentina move up and do that again, even though we've seen that before. But you never know. I mean, it's interesting fight for the top of the card. It could be worse, honestly. And I know everyone's pissed. Natalia Silva genuinely schools Shevchenko, though. Listen, man, it is a possibility. It is a possibility. I'd like to see it, so let's hope for that matchup next. But yeah, let's get on to the next ones that were announced. I just want to see Shevchenko lose. Uh-oh, what happened here? There we go. So we also had Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong announced as well, which we kind of heard some rumors about that, you know, coming up over the past few weeks. And yeah, they came true. That is your next matchup. Shevchenko is so boring. She should get banished to fight nights. No more numbered cards. After that last performance, I mean, I know it was a dominant performance, but yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. That is definitely a fight night worthy fight. It would be better off down there for sure. But now it doesn't matter, right? I mean, because you're not paying for those anymore. That's what they're gonna pull. That's gonna be the defense for everything. You're not paying anymore, so why are you complaining? That's what they're gonna say. But yeah, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. That's a pretty interesting fight. Let me look at some stuff here if I can pull it up quickly. I was hoping that this would make typing a little bit easier, and it kind of does, because I don't have to lean over and do shit anymore. I kind of changed my setup a little bit, so it made it a bit easier. But obviously we know Sugar Sean's on a 2-fight losing streak because he lost his title to Merab, and then lost the rematch by submission. So we know how that went. So he's looking to get back in the win column. He definitely doesn't want to go 0-3 after losing his title. That would suck for him. But Song Yadong is a tough opponent. I mean, he lost by a unanimous decision to Petr Yan, but his last fight he beat Henry Cejudo with the whole eye poke situation, which was fucking weird. So it's not really the best fight coming off of that, but before that loss to Petr Yan, he was on a 2-fight win streak with wins over Ricky Simone and Chris Gutierrez. I'm thinking if Sean O'Malley comes out looking like the Sean O'Malley that's hungry to get his title fight, or to get his title back, we're definitely going to see a great fight with Sean O'Malley doing Sean O'Malley things from the past. It's just every fight and every time she just kills the energy in the crowd too. 100%, Tyler. I agree with that. But yeah, I see Sugar coming out O'Malley by knockout in the second round. Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. O'Malley could complete the Leon Edwards arc, losing his belt by decision, then losing by sub, then getting KO'd. Yeah, I saw that fucking stat. I was like, this shit is crazy. To have things go that way after losing your belt, it's fucking tough. But it could happen, and shit, O'Malley does not want that to happen. So I don't see it happening with Song Yadong, but Song Yadong does hit hard. And yes, Leon is way older than O'Malley. Johnny said that's a good point as well. But next up, we got Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. This is an interesting fight because we've seen what Cortez Acosta can do, you know, coming out on after getting eye poked and the controversial stoppage, no stoppage bullshit with Ante Delia, and yeah, and then he comes out and lands that 1-punch KO in the first shot that he throws. So we've seen Derek Lewis get dropped. We've seen him kind of give up after he doesn't get what he wants right away. So, you know, this is an interesting one. And this marks Waldo Cortez Acosta's, what, 6th fight in the span of a year? Not in 2025, but in the span of a year. Yeah, it's been, he's fought a lot, and he's only had 1 loss throughout those fights, so he's on a fast track. But yeah, Derek Lewis, Johnny says if Lewis wins, he could face Tom for the title over Gon and Volkov. I don't know. I think they're gonna make that Gon rematch. But I mean, if it's like a quick KO, maybe we do see that. If either one of these guys come out with a fast KO, it could happen. And they say fuck the Gon fight, we'll let that happen later. Let the anticipation build up a little bit. But I guess that's something we're gonna have to wait and see. Derek Lewis, what is he? I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen Derek Lewis. Let me get to this card and go to Derek Lewis. Where is it? There it is. Did you see Tom said he's done being the nice guy? What does that mean though? I mean, because if he's just a nice guy, what does that mean? Dude, Derek Lewis's record is 20-10 in the UFC. That's fucking crazy. I kind of forgot about that. Oh yeah, he beat Tellison Teixeira back in July. I forgot. Yeah, okay. He's on a 2-fight win streak with a win over Rodrigo Nascimento as well back in May of 2024. So he's on a 2-fight win streak. Not bad. He's won 3 of his last 4. His only loss was to Gelton Almeida, which is interesting. Unanimous decision. He beat Teixeira by KO in Fight Night main event. Yeah, back in July. I do remember that one now because I remember making the thumbnail for that with them two. It just feels like such a long time ago, back in July, right? Anyway, the year went by fast, but it also feels like forever ago. So, and then we got Cortez Acosta, obviously doing what he's been doing. A win against Shamil Gaziv back in the first round. What was it, a week ago or whatever? Ante Delia with that first round win. So he's got 2 performance of the night bonuses in a row, 2 wins in a row. His last loss was to Sergey Pavlovich. Yeah, and I think Derek Lewis has beat Sergey, right? Shamil was just taking a nap because he was bored. Oh no. Derek Lewis lost to Sergey as well. TKO in the first round, 55 seconds. That's right. That was a quick one. I forgot about that. I get him and Spivak because they're both Sergeys. But he lost to Sergey Spivak too. So Cortez Acosta and Derek Lewis have both lost to Sergey Pavlovich. That was Cortez Acosta's last loss. That's his only loss in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of his last fights, he's only lost once. 2 out of 9. Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He's only had 2 losses in the UFC with 9 wins. Yeah, crazy. 8 wins by KO TKO, 1 by submission, and then only 2 losses that were both by decision. So yeah, it could be an interesting one because Derek Lewis, as we know, if he comes out looking like the Black Beast, then we can get a really quick fight out of that either way. But if he comes out tentative and he gets frustrated early, he tends to not do well. He's a fast starter and a fast finisher if he's on his game. But if he's not, he's not one to get into a long drawn out war. And we've seen Waldo Cortez Acosta just, overcome adversity and come back and win. So it should be an interesting fight. Let's move on to the next set of fights. Derek Decision Merchant Lewis. We got Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva, which is an interesting one, I think. Arnold Allen is one of those guys that just doesn't fight a lot, but when he does, he's pretty impressive most of the time. He had that couple losses in a row to Max Holloway and Movsar Evloev, but those are tough fights, right? And then he came back and beat Giga Chikadze July of last year. He hasn't fought this year at all, and he's not going to because this fight happens in January of 2026. So no fights in 2025 at all. Finally coming back to fight Jean Silva, of all people, who is coming off a loss himself, I believe, right? Wasn't that last one his loss? Yeah, against Diego Lopez, who is now getting that title shot. But it was a fight of the night where he got a bonus. Regardless of the loss, that was his first loss of his career too. Oh, that's right, he took that spinning back elbow, but lost to Evloev. Oh yeah, that's right, that was that one, huh? Jean Silva is on a was on a 3-fight win streak, 4-fight win streak. What the fuck? He was undefeated, so 5-fight win streak. He's had 3 of those. His last 4 fights have all been performance of the night or fight of the night bonuses, which is crazy. So you're gonna get an interesting fight when it comes to Jean Silva. Arnold Allen is a tough opponent, and he's fun to watch fight as well. Even though his last 3 fights have gone to decision, you get some action and you get somebody like Jean Silva pressing. Allen should be fighting Sterling or Yair. You think so? Because he was on a 2-fight losing streak, and then he came back and beat Giga. Hasn't fought in a year. Jean Silva was undefeated until he lost to Lopez. I feel like it's kind of a decent matchup. Arnold Allen just doesn't fight that often, man. So yeah, I don't know. But then in the women's division, that Lopez fight was wild for sure, 100%. And that's why I say, Jean Silva, whether he wins or loses, that now that we've seen him lose, it's still an interesting and fun fight. So that's what makes that a good matchup. And I think it's a pretty even matchup. As far as who they should be fighting, it makes sense. Then we got Alexa Grasso versus Rose Namajunas happening. Two former champions matching up against each other in the women's flyweight division. And Ellen is ranked 6, Sterling is 5, and Yair is 3. Yeah, but you know, what the fuck do the rankings mean at this point, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. It's just like, whatever, fucking. Jean is number 11. Yeah. But Arnold Allen just doesn't fight that often, man. It's just like, this guy hasn't fought this year at all. And then in 2024 he fought twice. 23 he fought once. 22 he fought twice. 21 he fought once. 20 he fought once. That's what I'm saying. He's fighting like one time a year, man. Like, I just don't I mean, who gives a shit about the ranking? It's easy to keep that ranking if you're not fighting and doing anything to affect that ranking, especially if no one else is really doing anything to surpass you, but they keep him in the ranking. It's just weird, man. It's weird. I don't understand. I like him as a fighter. I think he's a great fighter. I just don't understand the lack of activity, you know, not even twice a year most of the time. It's crazy. Rose going to win by using her wrestling. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like she's got some good sneaky striking too. I wouldn't say she's like the best striker in the world or anything, but you know, she's got some really good sneaky striking that she can catch people with. Obviously, we've seen she's the only one to really have Zhang Weili's number and been able to beat her. So besides Shevchenko, obviously, but that was a whole different thing. Matchmakers forgot about some of the fighters. Yeah, I mean, this whole card is controversial with matchups because, but everyone, you know, no, you're not always gonna like it. I just don't know what to do about that. It's a little annoying. So because it's like, why not? It is sometimes like, why not just make the matchups that make sense? But you know, they have to think about so many other fucking things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to fucking stick up for them or make excuses, but I just kind of see it. This is my problem with a lot of things, is I overanalyze shit and I see things from all different perspectives. And that's kind of to my detriment sometimes, because I can't just fucking make up my mind about certain things because of that being the case with the way my brain works. But on top of that too, I start to think about what other people are having to deal with, like the logistics of getting these fighters to fucking agree to fights when they think they deserve this, that, and the other fucking thing. Those are all the situations that come into play. But also, you just have bad decision making from the matchmakers in general, or the UFC brass. They just, you know, they don't always make the best decisions, but we don't know what's going on in the background. But you know, we can only go off of what we see in here, and everyone's gonna react to that in their own way. Hopefully Pat Barry coaches well in the corner. Yair and Grasso should both be cut from the UFC and banished from the sport. For why, Tyler? Holy shit. What do you got against the Mexicans, Cardinal? Let's calm down. No, I'm just kidding. What do you got against them though? The matchmakers think Alexander is in his 20s. He should have fought twice this year. Alexander. What Alexander? Are you talking about? Who the fuck are you talking about? Because that was just way off track. I'm just trying to make sure I know exactly who you're talking about, Johnny. You're talking about Volkanovski? Oh man, that was rough. Anyway, Yair is entitled and way too privileged, and Grasso, I don't even know. What's up, brother? Diaz fan, what's going on? Hey, appreciate you for jumping in, man. I always appreciate a Diaz fan. Thanks for jumping in. The champion. Oh, Volkanovski, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna push him to his limits. I mean, I think they feel like he's probably gonna age out pretty quick. So, you know, especially with the hardships he's felt in a couple fights, you know, getting knocked out a couple times between Ilia and Islam. And, you know, now he's back at the top. But how long is that going to last? They're going to push him to make sure he's either going to build his legacy, or he's, you know, become a fucking another GOAT, or, or, you know, he's going to fall hard and it's going to be no no argument as to why he needs to either retire or, you know, just move away from the top of the division, and then they clear it out and get ready for the new breed. You know, it's just kind of how it goes. I think that's my opinion. But Grasso versus Nunes, I think is a good matchup as well. And I'm a Thug Rose fan for life. I always have been. So I'm definitely a Thug supporter, and that'll be what do you call it? That'll be a good fight, and that'll be what my pick is. I think Grasso's good, and I think her boxing's great, but I do think Nunes has way more ways to be able to beat her, so I could see that happening. Nunes hasn't fought in a minute either, though, right? Let's see, when was her last fight? Her last fight was against Miranda Maverick. Oh, back in June. So she fought once this year. And Grasso, of course, okay, you can all laugh, but I want Colby back. We are both from Oregon. More Colby. Oh God, I'm not a big Colby fan, man. Unfortunately, on that sense, I've never been a big Colby fan, but I guess he brings some. But he's just so corny, bro. I don't know. That's just my thing. Grasso lost to Natalia Silva last, and then Shevchenko for the belt. So she's on a 2-fight losing streak. She's only fought once this year as well, back in May. Hopefully Grasso takedown defense has gotten better. Yeah, that's going to be one of the deciding factors in that one. Let's move on. We have one more fight that was announced, and that was Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. A few weeks, you say you want Colby to fight Islam for the belt. Man, imagine that though. That would be a fucking just hectic ass press conference, because you know Colby's gonna say some foul shit. But I heard Colby kind of out of character the other day, and I was like, this is weird. You're used to just seeing him say some crazy shit. But yeah, Umar Nurmagomedov against Deiveson Figueiredo. Yeah, I see Umar beating Figgy pretty easily, unfortunately. I like Figgy a lot, but yeah, I think he's at that point now where, you know, he's a bit away from that title, and I don't know that he'll ever find his way back. Umar's coming off a win over Mario Bautista back in October of this year. Unanimous decision win there. And Figgy is coming off of a win over Montel Jackson, a split decision win back in October as well. Before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak to Corey Sandhagen and Piotr Jan. I'm just waiting for Merab versus Umar rematch. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good one for sure. Umar's last loss was to Merab, yeah, for the title back in January of last year. So this should be a good matchup, but yeah, I see Umar being able to get, I mean, Figgy still puts up a good fight, so I mean, it could be interesting. It's not a bad matchup, but I definitely see Umar getting the win out of that one for sure. And then they also announced the 325 return to Sydney, UFC 325, a week after UFC 324, January 31st, Volkanovski versus Lopez part 2. Obviously, this raised a lot of controversy, everyone thinking that wasn't the matchup that should have been made. And I understand, but you know, that's what they did. Let's look at Volk. Yeah, so Evloev, I mean, I'm thinking they're looking at the fact that it was an interesting matchup the last time. There was good action, and they don't see that coming out of Evloev. Yair, I think Lerone would have been a good matchup, but dude, Lerone Murphy though, like, does he have what it takes to beat? I know he's on this crazy win streak, but let's look at who he has beaten and how he's beaten them, because if I remember right, I was looking at this last time. So he beat Aaron Pico with the spinning back elbow in his last fight, right? Volk wanted to fight during November and December. He beat Aaron Pico with the spinning back elbow. He beat Josh Emmett by unanimous decision, beat Dan Ige by unanimous decision, beat Edson Barbosa by unanimous decision. He did get a fight of the night bonus for that one though. Josh Kulabau by unanimous decision. Gabriel Santos by unanimous decision. Makwan Amirkhani back in 2021 by TKO. Douglas Silva de Andrade, unanimous decision. So a lot of fucking decisions coming out of Lerone Murphy. So he's 9-0 in the UFC. And yeah, he's on a 9-fight win streak because he's undefeated in the UFC. But his first fight was against Zabira Tukurov. And that was a split decision draw in his first fight in the UFC. But since then, he's been on a 9-fight win streak. But he only has 3 finishes in those 9 fights. The rest have been decisions. So that's kind of tough because while that last one, and obviously recency bias says, hey, he's an exciting fighter, but that last one, spinning back elbow, good. But maybe that's what they're looking at here. A lot of decisions, and Volkanovski and Lopez went, so hard in that last fight that they fought in. So maybe they're looking at it from that perspective. I don't know. This shit makes me mad. What's that, Tyler? You talking about this matchup? I mean, I know that there was a lot of people saying that Lerone Murphy should get the win or get the title shot. I don't fully disagree, but I do think that maybe between Evloev should have probably got it as well, right? At this point, just looking at the rankings, because he is the next in line. And then, yeah, we've seen Yair. Aljo is there, but we know where that goes. Arnold is set up. Youssef Zalal is 7. Steve Garcia is 8, but Steve Garcia would be an interesting fight. The best fight the best regardless of style. Yeah, I hear that. Where is Diego and Yair so I can see Yair get slimmed? Yair looks part Indian too. I guess I could see that. But yeah. So I don't know, man. These matchups may not be the best, but you know what? If you just look at the names and not worry about everything else, I mean, it's pretty good. But if you're looking at everything else, I understand that too. But it's set in stone. This is what we're getting. So what choice do we have, right? So I'm just here to talk about what we got going on. If Diego wins, they're going to make Diego versus Yair. Oh yeah, see, and there's a storyline there. I feel like they should have just made that fight instead, and then done either Evloev or Lerone Murphy for the title. Let Diego and Yair fight that out. They eliminate each other from the title shot. One of them eliminates the other for the title shot, and then Volk has another defense under him before he hits up Lopez again, because I think Lopez would beat Yair. But that would be a fun fight because we've seen that beef between them, right? So I think that's what should have happened before this, but instead we got this. So yeah, that's really it, man. I don't know what else we could really say about it. They want the title on Diego. You think so? Maybe. They're done with Volk, you think? I think they could squeeze another 1 or 2 out of Volk. And definitely going back to Australia, I mean, it works. I mean, Volk has gotten big on his cooking channel and doing all of his social media too. Lopez would beat the entitled grin off Yair's face. I agree. The only way Yair would win was to, pull off another one of those fucking surprise back elbows that he did on a zombie. But it would be a tough fight for Yair, and I definitely think Lopez would win. But yeah, so that about does it for that. I don't know if you guys heard. The only other thing I wanted to cover was they want a Mexican champ. They're biased towards Mexicans. But dude, Lopez is not Mexican. He's Brazilian. He just trains in Mexico, and he's very fluent in Spanish because he's lived in Mexico for so long and he trains there. But he's Brazilian. If you notice the flag when you look him up or you see him walk out, he's Brazilian. I get it, but he's not really. That's Yair's problem with him, is he's not Mexican. So I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But anyway, if you guys had seen, there was a video going around about Alex Perreira knocking out some dude in a gym during a sparring match, and I just kind of wanted to go over that and look at that real quick. So let's play this video and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Look, as soon as the right hand comes, bah! Yeah, bah, 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 again, bah!
Body shot, body shot. Oh, there it is. That fucking left hook of Perreira, knocking him out. Let's see, we'll fast forward a little bit more. We'll watch it again here real quick. Oof, look at that. Nasty. So when I first saw this, I didn't see how he caught him there. And there it was. You see that slow motion shit. That was nasty. That was nasty. And so he's out cold there. Man, it's crazy. I mean, when it comes down to it, people were talking shit about this, saying that it was out of, you know, something that shouldn't have happened, really, that shouldn't have been posted. Everyone's talking about how Perreira shouldn't have posted that, shouldn't have been recording it, but it's like, well, first of all, this was recorded by somebody else. So who posted it? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that part. I just saw the video circulating. So I was just kind of like, holy shit, this is kind of crazy. And yeah, it's just one of those things where so from what I read was that this song sounds very low. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but it's coming in like, oh, you might not be able to hear it. Maybe that's why. There we go. Let me play it again. There it is. Now it's gonna be coming in hard. But from what I read was this guy was some fucking troll of some sort that kept talking shit to Perreira, thought he could take him, and they said let's spar. He was more than willing to do it, according to what I read. So it was just kind of weird that it popped off like it did, and then all of a sudden you see this video and everyone just thinks that Perreira like is fucking knocking out sparring partners. But to me, it sounded like this guy asked for it, wanted it, and Perreira obliged. He's a fucking savage. Like, if that's what you want to do, if you want to talk to shit and you want to get in there with him, that didn't even look like it was 50% coming from Perreira. So that shit was pretty crazy. Just to watch him knock somebody out with that quick short left like that. I mean, let me put it back right here and we'll just watch it again real fast. Those body shots, boom, just that quick short left. I mean, he came from barely in front of his waist, which was nuts. So yeah, man, it's a crazy thing. There's just a lot of uproar about, you know, people being pissed at Perreira, talking shit about how he's knocking out his sparring partners and all that, and I think it's fucking stupid. Like, you don't know. So I don't know either, but from everything I read, it sounded like this guy was in there talking shit, going hard on people, and fucking saying he could knock out Perreira. So, you know, Perreira gave it to him, and that's what happens when you talk shit. Street justice happens sometimes. And sometimes you just got to learn to shut your fucking mouth, because you might get beat up. And some people might say the same for me. So but I'm just talking about what's going on out here. That was it though. That's really all I wanted to get into. So we will go ahead and close it out, because we talked about all the matchups that were announced. You know, the stupid bullshit of 6 weeks in between. Like, man, how did they not come up with at least one fight night to break that up a little bit? You know what I mean? Sure, make us be off for 2 weeks, give us a fight night, be off for 2 weeks more, and then come back with those 2 back-to-back numbered events. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. But 6 weeks straight, I don't know how you, I don't know. What the fuck am I gonna do? What are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about where Yair can go that's not in the UFC. I think we all know it's probably PFL, or he can make the rounds and go to dirty boxing, karate combat, bare knuckle. You know, maybe. But yeah, I don't see Yair leaving just yet. He's gonna need to get worked over a few times before we see that happen. but we might see that happen. Let's do a knockout stream next during that time. What the hell is that? What do you want? Are you talking like best knockouts, or are you talking like somebody knocking me out or me knocking somebody out? What are you talking about? Anyway, I might regret asking that question. But no, I'm gonna have to come up with some content, man. We're knock out a Japanese kickboxing promotion. What the hell? Oh, that's the name of the promotion. I'm like, what are you talking about, knockout? Okay, maybe I'll have to look into it. I was lost for a second there, man. I'm thinking like you're gonna come up with some crazy shit. I still haven't looked into it, but that's something I might have to look into and see. I've never really even paid attention to it. I think I first heard it from you. Maybe I might have heard of. I have to see the logo. I'm gonna have to look it up. Because I just don't remember much from it, but I know you said it was cool, and I'm always willing to check out new shit. So, yeah, we'll see if I can bring something up about that. Just depends, you know. I like to try to at least sound like I know what I'm talking about, so I don't want to go into it not knowing shit about it. But it's definitely worth a look, and I'll have to do that. But either which way, that's it for me. It's sick every fight, but it's not a big promotion. It's usually free on YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you saying it was free on YouTube, so I'll definitely have to look at that. And I brought it up quickly, but I'll look it up and see what's up. But until then, right now we have Wednesday coming up. I'm gonna be live next time on Wednesday. Because on Thursday I'm going to a comedy show, so I won't be here live Thursday. I'll be here Wednesday instead, so don't forget about that. Make sure you come back for the preview of UFC 323, and then we'll have the watch party podcast for UFC 323 on Saturday, so be ready. Don't forget to like the video before you get out of here, guys, and if you're watching this later, please like this video before you move away from my channel. Hopefully you enjoyed everything. Thanks for all the interaction in the chat, guys. Appreciate you as always, everybody in the chat. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the interaction and the laughs. That's it for me. I'm glad to be back. We'll see you on Wednesday. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace.